This is the Engineer. In this video we will be talking about why the Engineer is the best tower in TDS. The Engineer does 402 DPS at max level with a cost efficiency of 133, which is better than most towers. The only tower that has a better DPS than the Engineer is the Gatling gun. The Gatling gun has a DPS of 700 at max level, which is a lot, but Engineer has every detection and is less expensive than the Gatling gun, so it is still better for DPS. You can also place more Engineers down than Gatling guns, with there being the ability to place 6 Engineers and only 1 Gatling gun. That is why Engineer is the best tower in TDS. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is the Accelerator. It was once the best tower in TDS but then fell off. In this video we will be finding out why the Accelerator fell off. XL was released in 2020. It does 12 damage with a 0.208 fire rate and a range of 17.5 at level 0. Now this is why it fell off. TDS released, reworked, and buffed many already very good towers and didn't buff XL to match those skills. There was Turret, Ranger, Minigunner, Gatling gun, Engineer, and many more, and all those bumped XL down from the best tower to the 3-7th best tower, and that's why XL fell off. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tower Blitz, it was released on February 28, 2020. It was a very popular game at one point, being at 10,000 players, but soon it fell off. In this video we will be seeing why Tower Blitz fell off. As I said before, Tower Blitz was released on February 28, 2020. It was a very popular game at one point, being at 10,000 players, but soon it fell off. The reason it fell off was because it lacked consistency. It had the update schedule that was similar to TDS old update schedule, with one update every other month. Without a developed player base this doesn't work, and that is why Tower Blitz died off. Make sure to like and subscribe. TDS released the Swarmer Tower as a reward for beating the newly added Easter event game mode. Fast forward to 2025, and Swarmer is the most forgotten event tower in TDS. In this video we will be seeing why Swarmer was forgotten. Swarmer was known for having an ability to slow down enemies when it hits them. It does 2 damage per hit and hits every 2 seconds at level 0. Now this is why Swarmer was forgotten. The Swarmer is an event tower, and event towers tend to get used a lot when their event is going on, then not get used a lot when their event is over. This was the case with the Swarmer. Over the year TDS has released towers that freeze a tower entirely, and the Swarmer didn't match those skills. TDS also released towers with higher damage and faster hit time, and Swarmer really wasn't needed anymore. And that's how Swarmer became the most forgotten tower in TDS. Hit like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.
This is a tower that only admins can use, and this is a tower that hasn't been in the game since 2019, and we're going to be going over all of these towers in this video as we look at the 3 rarest towers in TDS, starting with Swarmer. This tower was originally obtainable on Easter 2020, but that was a while ago, and since many of the people that had it quit, and the people that had the opportunity to get it just didn't play hard mode. But besides that, the tower wasn't really that good until they reworked it, and now it's insane. And make sure to stick around for the final tower because it is insane. The next tower is Commando. This thing hasn't been in the game since 2019, the year TDS launched. This tower was obtainable through the Area 51 event, which was 6 years ago, so the people who got it probably just quit at some point or another. The tower was mid, and even after it got reworked, it is still a worse golden minigunner. And now onto the final tower. But before that, are sure to like and subscribe because only 58% of you are. subscribe, so hit that button right now to help us get 1,000 subs. And now for the final tower. This is Mecha Base, a tower that only admins can use. It is like military base, but overpowered. Instead of cars, they are giant walking sentries that are overpowered. This tower was reworked not too long ago, but some of the molding for the base is still undone. But since the TDS dev team is relatively small, this tower is only available to about 150 people. And that concludes this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment your favorite tower, and see you in the next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one.
Like and subscribe!
In this video I will be ranking every TDS starter tower based on how effective they are in the game with or without other towers. Starting with Soldier, I put it in B tier because it is a good early and mid-game tower but doesn't have any buffs to other towers. Then I have Scout, I put it in C tier because it is a good early game tower and okay mid-game tower but not as good as Soldier in my opinion. The next tower is Paintballer. This tower is a meme because it's so bad, but they did buff it a little bit a while ago, so I will put it in C tier. The next tower up is Demoman. This tower you are forced to buy, but if you joined before the tutorial like me you had the choice to buy it. I put it in B tier because it does okay DPS and is a solid early and mid game tower with its splash damage. The next tower is Sniper. I put it in C tier because it is a good alternative for Ranger if you don't have it, but like Ranger, Sniper has a very slow fire rate, so it cannot be relied upon to solo kill. The last tower is Hunter. This tower some people have recently been saying was the worst tower in TDS. I think it could be, and I put it in C tier because it is an okay sniping tower, but just like Sniper it doesn't have a good fire rate by any means. In this video I will be ranking every TDS intermediate tower based on how effective they are in the game with or without other towers. Starting with Crook Boss, I put it in a tier because it is a very good early and mid-game tower but doesn't have any buffs to other towers. Then I have Medic. I put it in S tier because it can heal every tower in its range from stuns. The next tower is Farm. This tower gives you money, so I put it in S tier. The next tower up is Military Base. I put it in C tier because it does okay damage with its cars and is an okay early and mid-game tower. The next tower is Pyromancer. I put it in B tier because it is a good crowd control tower but can't handle high HP enemies. The next tower is Trapper. I put it in a tier because it is a good crowd control and DPS tower to kill many bosses at max level. The next tower is Freezer. This tower stuns other towers, so I put it in a tier. The next tower is Rocketeer. This is a good splash damage tower. That does a lot of damage, so I put it in a tier. The next tower is Shotgunner. This is an overall mid tower, so I put it in B tier. The next tower is Ace Pilot. This tower got reworked and it is better now, so I put it in B tier. The last tower is Militant. This tower is mid too, so I put it in B tier. In this video I will be ranking every TDS advanced tower based on how effective they are in the game with or without other towers. Starting with Commander, I put it in S tier because it gives fire rate buffs to other towers. Then I have DJ, I put it in S tier because it can give buffs to every tower in its range like Commander. The next tower is Pursuit. This tower along with Minigunner, Turret, and Ranger, I put in a tier because they are good DPS towers. The next tower up is Electroshocker. I put it in a tier because it stuns and slows down other towers. The next tower is Warden. I put it in a tier because it does good damage with a good stunning ability. The next tower is Cowboy. I put it in a tier because it gives you money while doing damage. The next tower is Mortar. This tower is a good splash damage tower with flying tower other towers, so I put it in a tier. The next tower is Gatling Gun. This is a good DPS tower but isn't that good unless it is controlled by a player, so I put it in B tier. The last tower is Merc Base. I put it in B tier because it is a good spawn tower that gives damage buffs. In this video I will be ranking every TDS hardcore tower based on how effective they are in the game with or without other towers. Starting with Brawler, this tower is 1200 gems. I put it in a tier because it does good damage with a good stunning ability like Warden, but it does better damage and it does better damage, so it is basically a better Warden. Then I have Excel. This tower along with Engineer I put in S tier because they are both among the best DPS towers in the game. The last tower up is Necromancer. I put it in B tier because it spawns skeletons as an ability, but it is not good until its max level. And that concludes this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. In this video I will be ranking every TDS event tower based on how effective they are in the game with or without other towers. Starting with Executioner, this tower is great for a lot of things in TDS like crowd control, DPS, and cost. I put it in a tier because while it is great at all of those, it isn't insane at anything. Then I have Elf Camp. This tower is great for the sheer spamming of the elves, so I put in a tier. The next tower up is Biologist. I put it in B tier because it is basically another Necromancer. And then have Toxic Gunner. This tower is good because it slows down enemies while doing damage, but it has gotten nerfed since its release, so I put it in B tier. The next tower is Swarmer. Just for the fun of it I put it in S tier. The next tower up is Harvester. This tower is good because it makes farms do damage while it is also doing damage, but it isn't great. B tier. The next tower is Snowballer. This tower and Halopunk are an automatic C tier for obvious reasons. Elementalist and Commando are just mid, like they aren't as good as the top towers in their field, but not as bad as the bad ones. B tier. Then I have Archer. Just like Snowballer, C tier. Sledger, Frost Blaster, and Kuromancer are all freezing towers, but I think Kuromancer is the worst of them, so I will have Kuro in B tier and Frost Blaster and Sledger in a tier. Gladiator and Slasher I put in a tier because they are both good speedrun towers. Firework Technician. This tower is a mystery to me, but it does work. B tier. The last tower is Jester. This tower throws bombs with different abilities and does kind of everything. A tier.